Okay, the way to get most of your points today, besides just is your grade on task, would be can you help me with these math workshop questions? I'm looking for a volunteer for number 7. Yes, table 2.
Is it 42?
It is 7 squared minus 7 is 49 minus 7, which is 42. Agreed. You can add a point. Okay, table 4. Let's hear from you. That's interesting. Strange. Interesting. Let's hear.
So, the answer is 4.
The answer is 4. Let's see. 10 minus 2 plus 2 squared would be 10 minus 2 plus 4. So it's 10 minus 6, which really is 4, so you may add a point. Okay, and then I know you got some of this other stuff. So there's most of our points right now could come from 9 and 10. Can you tell me the x-intercept on number 9? The x-intercept on number 9. Table 3. It is at 4. And if we were being super picky, we would say that ordered pair is 4, 0. But just saying 4 is definitely sufficient. Okay, you may add a point for that. And that y-intercept, yes, table 5.
3.
It is at 3. If we were still being super picky, that ordered pair is 0, 3. Then we're asked to write the equation in the line in slope-intercept form. Yeah, that was no one. Table 1, you got something?
No.
Okay, table 3.
Y equals 3 over 4x plus 3.
He said y equals 3 over 4x plus 3. There's something wrong with this. He can have 1 point. Can someone fix it? Yes, dear. It needs to be negative, and you can have a point. It's negative 3 over 4. That's a negative line. It has a negative slope. For those of us who are a little asleep today, just a general reminder, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. The b is where it crosses that y-axis, so for sure it's 3. The question is how to calculate that slope. Slope was rise over run, so there's an easy way where we can just count it. I'm going up 3, and then to the left 4. So that's why I know it's 3 over negative 4, or negative 3 over 4. That's why I know that. Or for those of us who want to be fancy, you can always use that slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you use the formula, you would get 0 minus 3 over 4 minus 0, and you would end up with negative 3 over 4. Either way, I can figure out that slope. I can count it, or I can actually calculate it. And then I warned you about this yesterday, so surely to goodness someone has got it handled today. The last part of that problem says, write the equation in standard form. What is standard form? Yes, dear.
The answer is 3x plus 1y equals 12.
And you get 2 points for that. Gentle reminder for those of us, again, who have not had our Wheaties. Standard form is not something most of us remember. It's ax plus by equals c. Now, the cool thing to notice is that the 3 is the number in front of the x. The 4 from the y-intercept is in front of the y. So, yes, there is a correlation. Most of us don't notice that, so we have to make it less complicated. So, instead, what we do, which is what I assume Matthew did, or maybe he's a genius, or it wasn't even Matthew, so I don't even know why I'm giving Matthew credit. It's not Matthew. Okay, most people would move the x over and have 3/4 x plus y equals 3. And then I don't know who he had for Algebra 2 with Streg or whatever, but he knows the rule is that you cannot have a fraction in front for the a. So he multiplied everyone by 4, and he got 3x plus 4y equals 12. If you don't remember that, I really don't blame you. I know I'm like super enthusiastic today, let me tell you. If you don't remember that, I really don't blame you. Is that better? However, if you forgot slope-intercept, it's kind of hard to forgive you. Your math teacher spent a lot of time on that. You're breaking his or her heart by forgetting. Okay. Okay, are there any questions on number 9? The good news is we, in Discrete, content-wise, we don't do a lot of this kind of graphing. The bad news is future math class, ACT, whatever it is you're going into, that if it requires a math, it's still going to need this kind of graphing, so we can't forget how to do it. Okay, now to number 10. Would you like to tell me the x-intercept? Say it again. Is it? Look down. We're tricking you. Yes, -5, and you can have a point. So it's at -5, 0. And then table 6, you've been awfully quiet. You want to tell me that y-intercept? You can have a point, by the way. You want to tell me the y-intercept? Or you want to continue to be quiet?
It's 5.
It is at 5, and you can have a point. I need the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. Yes, dear.
Is it -5, or y equals -5 over 5?
You're kind of on the right track. That's what's really sad. And you're questioning yourself.
Plus 5.
You're super duper duper close. Yes, dear.
No, negative. Right?
It's not negative, and then also it kind of help if he would reduce. So then my final answer would be save the day and get your point.
Oh wait, no. Y equals x
Plus,
5.
yes. Okay, you can have your point. Okay, so how did he get that? Obviously, he was thinking in his head. He counted up 5 and over 5. So it should be positive 5 over 5, which does reduce to 1. Or if he was trying to figure out that maybe he was thinking of using the slope formula. So he did y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. He ended up with -5 over -5, which is just positive 1. Woohoo. He is correct. And then I'm hoping someone in here knows the standard form for this. Yes, dear.
Is it -x plus y equals y?
So close. So close. You're not allowed to have a negative a value.
Oh, it's x plus y equals -5.
We agree that she's really close.
Oh man, no, wait, it's x minus
Equals.
equals -5.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about what it is. So I agree with her. You had y equals x plus 5. You move that x over. So you have -x plus y equals 5. But it's been a year and you've forgotten that a, and not only can it not be a fraction, can't be negative either. And you're like, Miss Compton, I'm never going to remember that. I don't expect you to remember that. I expect you to be smart enough to see the multiple choice answer choices, see none of them start with a -x, and be like, maybe I need to multiply everybody by -1. Then maybe I'll start looking like one of those ACT answer choices. If you multiply by -1, you get positive x, negative y, and -5. And that is going to be our final answer. X minus y equals -5. I totally get that Hunter doesn't remember the rules about the a value in standard form. But again, he's got enough common sense, God-given common sense, when he sees the answer choices, he can say, mine have -x on my paper. All the other answers have positive x. What can I do to make mine look like the other answers? Are there any questions about this? Okay, then we're going to say the points that you earn could potentially be bonus as long as you get the things done today and take your checkpoint.